Okay.
currency-wise. And I haven't interacted with anyone yet, so I haven't really tried the multiplayer.
Way to be
out where people can
antisocial.
come-
You don't have to do social distancing in the game too, Joe. Okay.
No, that's fair. That's fair. All right, and hello and welcome everyone to another edition of Game Wild. This is Joe, aka Ruffhouse Plays, and on the other side of the state is Justin, aka SJW. Shit just works because, you know.
Feels so far, but we're so close.
Exactly. We haven't physically seen each other probably in over a week now, so hope everyone's staying safe, and anyone who is working still that isn't working from home, just make sure you're practicing as much social distancing
and wash
as
your hands.
humanly possible.
Wash your hands. Don't forget to wash your hands. That's the most important thing, right?
Wash your hands. Happy birthday twice.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
That's it. And as per usual, since you're listening to us, if you haven't already, give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts, review us, and any positive reviews or any positive marks you can give us on any other of the sites that you may be listening to us, that'd be great. Also on YouTube, shoot us a review or a like to our good old videos we send out there. We're going to try to make a little bit more content.
You know what's funny? I was actually looking at the YouTube videos. All right, the one that we uploaded with, remember we were talking about the girls, how they would just like put scantily clad girls in games just for the sake of it. So the cover or the thumbnail for that, I put the girl that was on the cover of the game. And that got the most views so far for YouTube. So
I'm not surprised.
So we have tested that theory and it has succeeded. So you people disappoint me. Come on. Jesus.
No, you guys exceeded my expectations.
I guess you could look at it like that too.
So I guess we just have to find out if there's a game with a scantily clad girl we can put on front of this one. So.
Yeah, yeah. Every single thumbnail moving forward is just some anime character with like their tits hanging out.
PG-13, PG-13. Yeah. So we are doing the best we can to try to put out a little bit more content. I'm still working full time, so it's difficult for me. I've been trying to do a lot of stuff. I know SJW right now is on hiatus, but is putting out a lot of content for his channel and everything, especially his YouTube and stuff.
Oh, man, yeah. Finally. I can actually do clips now, too. Like, for the longest time, I haven't been able to, like, review my gameplay footage and then, like, find cool shit that happens, and now I'm able to do that. So, check out my Instagram. I got lots of clips on there of some funny moments, so...
And we did play Bleeding Edge on Tuesday.
Yeah,
we tried it out. We had difficulty getting together on a review because we did want to do a review for it. So we might just shoot out a rushed review on this at some point in time, but first impressions were excellent. I think it's your typical 4-on-4. It's 2 different types of match games that you can play. You don't get to choose them, so I think it alternates, from what I could tell, from basically capture the base to another game where you're basically fuel cell capture. We were 100% on fuel cell capture as winning, but we couldn't win for the life of us on capture the area.
Well, what I'll say, I was hearing some other people that had played the game too, and they were saying that it basically, and now granted, this is true in a lot of games nowadays, especially MOBAs, they're like, you need to stick together as a team, otherwise you get wrecked. So right there, it's just like Rocket League, like if your teammates suck, you're going to lose. So now my question is, usually if you're good enough at those games, and we wouldn't know until we actually get good at the game, you should be able to carry regardless of if your team is around, right? If you're that good. And
well, it depends.
Well, it doesn't feel like that game could be like that. That game feels like you absolutely do have to rely on your team no matter how good you are. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a drawback.
I think half your team needs to at least be really good to carry. I think 50% need to be able to, and it depends on who that 50% is. So if it's a mixture of, because it is broken down into tanks, DPS, and healing or support. So it's difficult to say if your healer and your DPS are the best players. How does it work? Because really what should have happened in our gameplays, and it happened a couple of times, was, you should be the tank or support, and me vice versa, because really the whole point of the game is to whole point of fighting is to keep your tank alive with your support and have the DPS deal damage. So that's the whole point. You have 2 DPS. You should have 2 DPS, 1 support, 1 tank, and that's how the team should be broken down.
And they almost
part of
never
the problem
were
is
everybody took DPS the whole time.
Yeah, well, not us. You matched between tank and DPS, but I was always the support, and it's tough because you do need to be kind of coordinated because people will focus on the support while the tank's trying to protect the support, and the support's either trying to heal the other people or around them. So it's very difficult to play with a group that you're not used to playing with, especially on day 1, which is when we played it. But it seems promising. I would give it positive reviews.
It was definitely a good game.
So it was a lot of fun to play.
Definitely a good game.
So, and it can only expand, I hope.
Here, I'm gonna throw this up for the YouTube channel too. This is actually on my Instagram account, but you could throw people in front of a train.
Yep.
which is very satisfying to say the least. But here is a quick this is a quick clip that I put up on my Instagram channel of just me tossing somebody in front of a train and then they died. So but it was very, very fun overall as a game. It's definitely, I think, a high skill ceiling, especially with it being more fighting oriented. So
yep,
we'll probably be playing that again. All right, you want to get into the question of the week, which we forgot last week?
Absolutely.
All right.
Yes.
All right, so I will shit, what's the word I'm looking for? To you first. What's the word?
You'll ask me the question first?
Oh, no, whatever. All right, I'll think of it later. All right.
Present.
All right. I will present the question to you first, and it is, what game are you playing most to stay sane right now? I already know the answer to.
Well, I mean, the real problem is that I'm still working, so I'm insane no matter what game I'm playing right now, because it's just, if I was home and I had nothing to do and I was just playing games to go by, I would probably say this is what's keeping me sane, but nothing's keeping me sane right now, because the minute I'm done working, I have a 4-year-old that's rocking and rolling and ready to go that wants to just hang all over me. So Animal Crossing has been the New Horizon game has been the one that I've been playing, because I've been playing it with her so she can kind of like learn how to play games and stuff like that. So we're playing it together. It's a very simplistic styled game. So
father-daughter bonding.
For her.
That's great.
Yeah, pretty much. Yep. So
that's awesome.
That's what I'm playing with her. And then I started trying the new Borderlands 3 game. The
DLC.
The DLC. And then I haven't really gotten into that too much. I've been trying 2 Point Hospital, which is a game we talked about, which is kind of fun.
You keep saying that it's fun, so I'm really considering buying. How much was it again?
It was free if you have Xbox Game Pass.
Oh, which now I have. So okay, screw it, I'm getting it.
Yeah, so you can download it for the PC.
Now this is going to be a really weird question, but I compare a lot of games like that to this, but does it have a roller coaster tycoon feel to it?
Sort of. I mean, the game itself is based on the fact that you're building a hospital. You have to manage your employees with the amount of customers you have. You need to make sure that you're getting the right employees.
Clean up the puke piles, build ice cream stands. Okay, yep. All right.
Yeah, don't let people die.
Yeah.
People will die.
Dude, the first thing you do on Roller Coaster Tycoon is you build a roller coaster with no end, so that way you see the roller coaster fly off. Come on, we all know that.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a really good game, though. It's fun to play.
Right now, I'm doing a few different games, but Legends of Runeterra.
Hold on, let me guess.
I know you were gonna guess that. It's fine. Well, I mean, hey, I'm finally, now that I have time to play, I am Diamond 3, which means I'm 3 levels away from getting Master Rank. So I'm pretty souped. I got a tournament.
The grind is on.
Oh yeah, tournament later today. We're doing it. So. But yeah, so, and I mean, dude, video games right now are just keeping me sane in general. So
nice.
All right, so I wanted to shout this out because I told Joe prior to this podcast that I don't really want to talk about the coronavirus, but I mean, I do, but I don't want it to be in a negative light, right? Is more so what I meant. Yeah, right. So what we're gonna start with as one of the things to get into here after that question of the week is and by the way, please answer the question of the week in the comments below the YouTube video if you guys watch the YouTube video. Appreciate it. Love interacting with everybody. And So what I want to do is shout out real quick. There was some video game companies that actually went ahead and have been participating in the Corona relief efforts a lot. And it's funny because I'm going to throw this out there, get it off my chest. For all the years, and I think I talk about this maybe every other episode, I bring this up probably. In so many years have people blamed so much on video games like Grand Theft Auto 5. And now we have a pandemic, and I don't know what this world would be doing without video games at this point. So very happy to see video games getting involved, not just in people playing them for the coronavirus, but also actually donating and doing some charitable stuff too. So we have Razer gave away Razer. So that's the mouse. I actually have a Razer mouse. If you guys, oh god, can you see it? Razer right there.
I can see it. Yeah.
On my screen there, and it glows up, it lights up, it's pretty. They gave away 1 million surgical masks, so pretty stoked about that. And then CD Projekt Red, which we talked about, I think, what was that, 2 weeks ago?
I mean, they're the ones who are making Cyberpunk.
Yes, yeah, and they also do The Witcher and awesome games. So they're obviously doing pretty well, and they got a little money on the side. So they donated almost 1 million to I almost said Polish, to a Polish healthcare charity. Hey, it says Polish, okay? And then Riot, who we all know and love, who makes Legends of Runeterra as well as the one and only League of Legends, they donated 1.5 million for coronavirus relief in Los Angeles. We got a couple more here. We got NVIDIA puts its processing power to good use. So I think they're actually allowing other medical facilities and whatnot to use their processing power for research for the actual cure and stuff like that. And then Nintendo gives, which we're going to be talking about a lot today, gives 9,500 masks to the state of Washington. So pretty excited. Oh, and Ninja donated 150K to Feeding America. So, and that's just a streamer. That's just some dude playing video games. All right. Yep. So pretty good stuff happening, all things considered right now. So
I mean, there's a lot here, so we'll link it because there's a new Halo 5 pack that will donate all proceeds to relief charities.
Oh, is there more into there? Holy crap.
Oh, there's tons more, dude. And so there's a lot going on. So
oh my god, yeah, what jeez. Wow. So thank you video games. Jesus. And whatever happened to do you ever have a PlayStation 3?
Yeah.
Okay, whatever happened to that whole thing? Oh, yeah, that's right. That's
me.
right. Oh, yeah, okay. Whatever happened to that thing where you keep it on a rest mode or something and it runs? Do you ever remember that virus thing that was on the screen? That was
no.
Look, you don't remember that? Maybe it was only on the original PlayStation 3, but it was weird. You would set it on this rest mode and it would have a picture of this virus looking thing with all the and it was saying it was just using your PS3's processing power to help some medical facility somewhere.
Well, that's cool.
And it seems like they just tossed that idea for all the systems because none of the systems do that. I just wonder. I wonder what happened to that. So, but if you never had it, oh well. I guess it doesn't matter. So, all right. All
right.
Now you have the experience with this. So okay. I'm gonna give this over to you for a second because I read the review. And we're going to talk about the one, the only Animal Crossing, which is pretty much everywhere in the news right now. I think the Nintendo Switch is synonymous with coronavirus at this point. It's everybody. So what are your initial thoughts on Animal Crossing? Let's do some Ruffhouse reviews real quick.
Oh, Ruffhouse Rust reviews. No. It's a fun game. It's your typical grind it out type of game. You collect things, get things made, that type of game. So, you pushed it off to a Minecraft style situation with better graphics and stuff like that. And then in some cases, I guess that's fair because, you do collect things, you do build things. It is time based, so it does follow your actual time. And it does ask you about where you live and stuff like that, so it can kind of match the weather with the island that you create. So
okay, that's pretty cool.
When it's winter, it will be winter on the island. When it's summer, it will be nice in the island. All that type of stuff. So that's pretty cool. And as you progress through the game and you talk to the leaders of the island, like Tom Nook, who is the the big head of Nook
I did see
Industries.
his name a lot in the review. Yep.
He's kind of like the master of all this, and so you'll do things to help out the island, and from that will become bigger and better things. So like, for example, you start to donate things to a museum that you're creating. Once you donate a certain amount of items to the museum, he says the curator of the museum, who's an owl, will come to the island and set up because you've given him so many nice things. And then from there, you give the owl more things, and then he's like, we're going to build a physical museum on site instead of it being a tent, because everything starts off as tents, and then as you progress, it becomes bigger. And then you have to pay off debt for moving to the island and stuff like that. And as you do those types of things, you gain more stuff. And there's your phone again because you don't know.
I did it. I did, because you know what? If I put it on mute, then I forget. You know what it was? Oh, no.
Oh, my gosh. What was it?
It was
Twitter. It's about your Legends of Runeterra tournament? Okay, no. So,
no.
Sorry. Lost train of thought there. But, yeah, so the next day, the Owl's Museum would be built. Or if you got a house, because as you progress through it and pay off your debt, you can build a house instead of a tent. So that takes a day to do. And so things just pass through daily. So, and then there are days where things happen. Like, for example, on Sundays, there's a person who will come by at some point once your island is, built up enough that will sell you turnips and things like that. You can build shops. Right now, that's where I'm at. Where I have to build a shop for Tim and Tommy, which are his sons, Tom Nook's sons, Timmy and Tommy. And they're going to build their own shop, but you need to get like 30 wood, 30 iron nuggets and stuff like that, and then you have to deliver it to them. So currently I just still need about 24 more iron nuggets, and then I'll have it. But it's tough because you only get iron nuggets from digging up rocks, and there's not that many rocks on the island per day, so it's like a really true grind.
So that's very much like Minecraft right there. I mean, you're literally having to dig for resources.
Yeah, now, it's a very grindy like game.
The other thing so the whole time thing, right? So that reminds me of, so does it have the feel of like those mobile games where you need to wait until you get like more gems or whatever? You know what I'm talking about?
No, it's not like that at all, because it's just you've done a certain thing, you've achieved it, and the next day it will be there. So it's not like, hey, every day come in and get 500 gems, but there is actually
it's just
a
like
check-in
construction
station.
time, basically.
Yeah, there is like a check-in station that you can check in every day, and you get 50 Nook miles, and you can spend miles. So they have bells and miles as the currency. So you get miles by completing tasks like, for example, capturing 5 bugs and then donating them. You capture the 5 bugs and donate them. You get a certain amount of miles for that. And then as you collect things, you can sell them and get bells for them. So there's that too. So there's a bunch of different things that you can do. Currency wise, and I haven't interacted with anyone yet, so I haven't really tried the multiplayer.
Way to be antisocial. You don't have to do social distancing in the game too, Joe. Okay.
No, that's fair. That's fair. But it's more or less just because I don't know too many people have Switches, and I don't want to go to
me included because I'm stupid. Oh my god! For any of you people out there trying to get a Switch right now, you can't. It's done. It's not a. I mean, on Amazon you got third-party sellers trying to price gouge for like $500, and you got GameStop and all those other Nintendo. They're all sold out. They literally have none. So
yeah. So I would highly recommend the game if you like grinding and you have time to play it. I mean, I couldn't probably play more than an hour or two without saying, all right, I'm done for the day. I try to accomplish as much as I can within that time, if I even have that much time. So, but yeah.
Yeah, and
excellent game, worth getting if you like those types of things.
Yeah, and I've seen nothing but good reviews from everywhere, and obviously everybody's raving about it right now because of with this virus. I mean, everybody's playing it, literally everybody. Yep. It's like this giant meme on the planet right now. So, and I will admit I feel very out of the loop video game wise right now. I have never played a single Animal Crossing, and
me neither. This is my first one.
Oh, okay, good. I don't feel as bad then. And I kind of am sad now because it looks like the other ones get good reviews as well. But what I do want to bring up is, did you know, Joe, that there's time travel in Animal Crossing?
Oh, I believe I do know about that.
Do you know what I am referring to?
I don't know. I know there's a lot of cheats out there that you can do to mess with time.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm talking about. Yeah. So,
Okay. Yeah.
So let me for all you peeps.
You don't
want to
wait a full day for your building to be built.
bridge.
Just shut off your internet time. Make the time manual on your Switch.
Yep.
And
there
then
you go.
start the game back up, and guess what? It now believes it's the next day.
Yep.
That's as easy as that.
It's system time.
Or
Yep.
you can do the Back to the Future style and go into the past and get things too, and stuff like that. I hear is something you can do. There's some type of thing you can do to get money.
Well, for our listeners,
making a tree or something, you can make a money tree and keep going back to it.
You can really?
Yeah.
If only that worked in real life. God damn it. All right, so I'm gonna read these quick steps on IGN real quick. So for you guys that have Animal Crossing that want to do this trick, because you're impatient and don't want to wait for your bridge to be built, here you go. So step 1, complete your daily goals and talk to Tom Nook. Step 2, save your game. Step 3, enter the Switch System Settings menu and scroll down to System. Step 4, choose date and time and turn Synchronize via Internet to off. Step 5, click on date and time and set your clock to the following day. Step 6, select Animal Crossing New Horizons from the menu screen and hit X to close it. Step 7, restart the game, and you should be playing in your new day. Bam! Time travel.
Exactly.
So, just in case you guys wanted to use that trick out there, me personally, I would probably use that trick. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's like those cheats, Grand Theft Auto back in the day: up, down, left, right, L1, R1, L2, R2. What's that called again? That guy? What's that guy's name?
I don't know.
He, the inventor of that actually died recently. He, it was.
Oh, the Contra code.
Yeah. Yep. So, all right. So, on a side note, now that you have done a ample, I think that was a pretty good explanation of Animal Crossing. I'm not gonna lie, Joe.
Well, thank you.
So see, that was not rushed at all. What are you talking about? These rushed reviews? That was a great review.
Oh,
all right. So Nintendo Switch, because of all of this, because of Animal Crossing, is blowing the F up. So according to The Verge here, their sales have kind of gone through the roof. Let me see if I can pull up the correct article here. Now, they're saying that in Japan, it's outsold the Wii. But in comparison, because at first you're like, oh my God, wait, so it's doing better than Xbox and PS4? Or, yeah, no, nope, not happening. So the Switch is still super far behind the Wii in global sales. The latest official total, according to The Verge, was 52.48 million units sold worldwide.
Units.
And as of the end of 2019, while the Wii reached 101.63 million in its lifetime, which I think wasn't that the console that sold the most ever? Didn't that sell the most ever? I think it did because it was cheaper than the others too. So,
okay.
So that's good, but basically, what I want to talk about is the timing here with Animal Crossing. And one question that popped into my mind earlier, Joe, was, do you think now? Because I actually saw something about Riot. Riot's got like 10 games coming out soon, and one is supposed to come out soon. And I'm thinking to myself, I wonder if these game companies are going to start rushing to get games out just a little bit quicker right now because of the coronavirus, because it might actually benefit them. Do you think that's something that's going through these development companies and production companies' minds?
Maybe, but I mean, when I look at it, I think about it and say to myself, I think if it's a good enough game, people are going to buy it anyways. Maybe some of the smaller people who are like, oh my gosh, if I get this out and I can get some play on it, people will buy it. So I think it's a mixture. I think it depends on how much of a grasp you have on the community. That's my take on it. I know that, for example, a game that I like to play that I haven't played often enough, is Dead by Daylight, and I know that they're coming out with a mobile version, and their mobile version, from what I see, is going to be out on April 15th.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if that was planned or if they pushed it up from something else, but
they probably, I feel like they might have pushed that up. Well, if they did push it up, I feel like it would have been even sooner, because April 15th things might be done by then. I don't know. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But another game to keep in mind, which I'm very, very curious to see what this will do to this game's release, because this game will already sell a butt ton regardless, is Final Fantasy VII Remake. True. And what I think is also interesting with that specific game is, and any other games actually that are released like that in this time frame, and what I mean by like that is it's exclusive to PlayStation for a year.
Yep.
So what I think this is going to do is completely screw Microsoft in getting sales for Final Fantasy VII Remake, because now more people are going to get it for PlayStation 4 because of the coronavirus happening now versus a year from now when all this is going to be over, So I think that kind of hurts Microsoft a little bit.
Well, that depends on your view, because I think it's one of those things where if you have both systems, yes, but believe it or not, there's a lot of people out there that don't have multiple systems. They're kind of sold to one group.
Oh, I agree.
So I think they were going to have that problem no matter what, because if people really wanted to play it, they'd have their PlayStation 4 and would have bought it for PlayStation 4 instead of holding out for it to come out on Xbox if they had both systems.
Well, yeah, what I'm saying, like right now, like look at what's happening with the Switch. The Switch is increasing in sales because of Animal Crossing because of the coronavirus. So I think similarly, you're going to see, okay, the PlayStation is going to increase in sales because of Final Fantasy VII Remake because of the coronavirus. I think now not as much as I agree, not even close to as much as the Animal Crossing. The Animal Crossing, from what I'm seeing, even though I've never played, this thing has like a cult following, and it's not even a cult following. I mean, it's got a worldwide following. Apparently, this game is like loved by everybody. It's just a bandwagon I haven't got on yet. Final Fantasy VII, I feel like, is more of a cult following where it's smaller. So I don't think it'll have as much of an effect as the Switch and Animal Crossing did, but I do still think it will have some sort of effect. And then, like I said, it just, because the Microsoft is a delayed release, that kind of, I think, hurts them a little bit. But I think you're right, though. Not everybody has two systems because, that's expensive. Like, I personally try to always have the systems, except the Switch, which I'm super disappointed I don't have right now. I never ended up getting it. I don't know why. So, yeah. But, I don't know. I just thought that was interesting how Animal Crossing is really pushing Switch sales right now. And obviously, that's true because you can't get a damn Switch anywhere. Hey, Joe.
Hey.
How much you want for your Switch?
$700.
Ah, shit. I can get it for $500 on Amazon. Come on, man.
Yeah, but I'll deliver it to you.
Oh, I get personal delivery. Ooh. I mean, that might be worth the $200. Now I don't have to brave the elements of the wild right now.
Exactly.
I don't have to wash
the clear
my hands
skies outside.
Yeah, I know. No, well, actually,
as you touch your eyes.
I know. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's
tough. I have to tell you, I have noticed that I touch my face way more than I thought I did.
Well, yeah. Now that you're actually
more conscious
thinking about it,
because you're conscious about it. But but I'm safe social distancing, always washing your hands, using sanitizer when necessary. So
I just sit in my room and play video games all day. I think that's good for the world.
Absolutely.
It's always good to have me doing nothing all day. All right.
Right.
So next up we have I thought of this idea because of an article I saw on CNN Business. And the title of the article was People Are Holding Video Game Weddings and Graduation Ceremonies. So now, Animal Crossing's all over this again. So, I mean, that's the picture on the article. So, obviously, people are probably doing this on their island, whatever. And they're also mentioning other games, though, where people are starting to hold different, acknowledgments and things like graduations, things like birthdays, stuff like that, in essentially the virtual world. So, what do you... I know this is going to be a very broad question, so warning, all right? This question was not prepared all too well ahead of time. Basically, the question is just virtual worlds in general. I mentioned PlayStation Home earlier, which I guess you had never dealt with or heard of before. But what do you think? And actually, I haven't heard of, what was that game that you mentioned?
Second Life.
Second Life, right? Which it looks like basically a souped-up version of The Sims. What do you think about that shift right now, and what do you think about what the future could potentially hold for us living in a world like what's that movie again that you mentioned too?
Oh, Ready Player One,
which I freaking loved, by the way. That movie was insane, so good.
Yeah, you can't remember the name of it.
I know, dude. I know. Hey, I got a lot of thought stuff going up here in my brain compartments. Okay. So what? Yeah, what are your thoughts? I mean, what are your thoughts on us essentially shifting eventually at some point towards Ready Player One?
Well, I think we're still very far away from that actually happening, but I mean, people have been doing stuff like this forever. It's just becoming more and more prevalent because more and more people are trying to do this because they don't have anything better to do. But
Yeah.
I mean, if you ever played World of Warcraft, that was probably one of the bigger communities that were online that really took to heart real life situations. There's videos online where people have held funerals for real people who have passed away in their guilds, stuff like that. There's a pretty crazy video about a group actually raiding a funeral. So it's pretty wild.
They in World of Warcraft they raided a
Oh
funeral.
yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Um,
So it's online. You can see it. It's like I forget the name of it, but I know they played the Scatman song behind it, and it's like pretty crazy because you see everyone getting ready on the Horde side, and then you like it runs to them getting ready to a rogue who's at the funeral that's hidden in stealth mode, showing like the line and everything, and then all of a sudden the video goes to this point where the rogue goes unstealth and kills the character that is being that they're having the ceremony for. So it was basically the character was on this water, on that ledge where they like to fish because they're a big fishing person. So and then everyone went up to them to pay respects, and so he just went up behind the actual character that was just standing there so people could pay their respects and just backstabbed them and one-shotted the character. And then all of a sudden you see everyone just running crazy because the problem is that people were paying respects, so they weren't really wearing all their armor and weapons and stuff, so they were basically defenseless.
See, and that's a pretty cool, like, fun moment too. And
well, it depends on what side you're on that, because some people found it to be You'll see some of the comments and people call them some.
All right, so I should say maybe not fun, but funny from an external perspective.
Yeah, I guess so, because they were actually trying to mourn a loss of a human being that had passed away, but you know.
So the human being was actually, they were real and they actually passed away.
Yes. And
wow.
So what Blizzard did for the guild was they put his or her, I can't remember if it was a him or her, character at the spot that they like to fish. Blizzard put their character there so people could go up to the character like they would at a wake and pay their respects.
So Blizzard actually helped with this too.
I think so.
If Blizzard was actually involved and this was more of like a public thing, then I can't even actually believe that the other people did what they did. Like that's ballsy to say the least, I guess.
I mean, unless somebody had a login to the character, but I don't think they did. I think it was actually like Blizzard helped put the character there for them and stuff. Oh my
god. So. All right, I take it back. Maybe it's not funny from an external perspective. I mean, wow, that's like really, wow, you want to talk about ethics. That's an ethics question right there. How does that even come into the ethics discussion, being that it's in the digital world? Like, right? Like, It's not, like, is that the wrong thing to do there? Is that a funny thing to do?
It's definitely the wrong thing to do because people are just trying to pay their respects to a person. But I mean, when you watch the video, it is kind of funny because of how they set up the video.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure they edited it to be hysterical. But
oh, yeah.
Well, what I do want to mention, you made a comment there that a lot more people are doing this now because they have nothing else better to do. So that reminded me, I saw a meme this morning. Now, I don't know, disclaimer, I do not know if Netflix actually posted this on their Twitter account or if this was an edited post. So I just want to throw that out there. So this may or may not have been Netflix. If Netflix did post this, their social media department is freaking genius. But anyways, they made a tweet supposedly that said, "We are currently disabling the Are You Still Watching feature because we know you guys don't have anything else better to do right now." So that was spot on. I hope they actually tweeted that. And honestly, I think it would be even more hysterical if they actually disabled it right now. because that would be a lot of funny, good publicity, I think, for Netflix. So I really hope they do that.
I just sent the link to you for the YouTube video,
the video?
so you can watch it. You can watch it at some point.
Did you send
watch
it
at some point
where'd you
in
send
the
it?
Discord chat?
Oh, okay. I'll watch it later then, because it's pulled
yeah,
up in
that's
the
fine.
video, so.
That's fine, but that's fine. You can watch it later. But yeah, it's pretty wild.
So I guess so. All right. So here's my take on the living virtually thing is. And actually, I'll come back to you too, because now I kind of have a follow-up question to that. And this is what I'm going to expound upon a little bit. Is it good? Is it bad? Right. And the reason I say that is the first thought comes to mind. I don't remember this movie's name either. See, I'm just bad with movie names. All right. I swear I love Ready Player One. But I picture this movie. I forget the name, where the guy is sitting in a chair and he's like plugged in. And everybody in society has one of those in their house. And it's like this chair that you're laying back on, and you just plug into like this other version of yourself that walks around in the real world. Right? It's like a sleeve from that other show on Netflix right now. And I forget the name of the movie, but that's what I picture when I picture us doing virtual reality. And like Ready Player One was a little different, because it's more of a virtual reality type deal where you have a headset and you're just like moving and you're inside this world. That I think would be better than the other one that I'm talking about. But I don't know. Like, is it actually a bad thing to disconnect from the real world? I mean, people are gonna say, well, you need fresh air and you need to be one with the environment and, earth and yada yada yada. And then you got people that love the earth and they think we should be in the outdoors. And I don't know. There's a lot of different arguments, but like, is that actually a bad thing?
No, I mean, it's something where, especially now, it's kind of the thing you have to do to try to protect everyone. So can't say it's a bad thing. If it continued on afterward through this pandemic, I still don't think it's a bad thing, because you're still socializing with people just on a different level. But I do believe you need to have some balance. There's never too much of a good thing. I guess
there's
too much of a good thing is there.
Oh, I do. All right, so I do agree with the whole moderation thing. I am 100% with the moderation idea. But what actually is the negative side of, let's say it's not coronavirus related. Let's say we're constantly in the virtual world playing these games, socializing in these games. Let's even bring it to the extreme where everybody is essentially living life in the virtual world because it's better, right? We can make like our great perfect world in there. And because of that, right? Look at the positives we have right now. We're not interacting, so we're not getting diseases as much, because obviously less physical interaction means less chance for disease, just by nature of human biology. So what's actually the bad part, if we're still socializing, about being in the virtual world most of the time? Let's call it 75% or more of the time.
I mean, the only thing I could think of is maybe some of your actual mind might start to kind of go in a direction where you decide that this is actually who you are. Because in most cases, a lot of people who play this stuff, they have a persona or a build of like who they want to be. And that might be something where maybe they're a little bit worse to people versus being nice to people. Like the true sides of people come out. And so it's tough to say really, but it could be something like that.
I like that idea, and I kind of agree with it then. So that's a good point. So to put it as an example, right, you could say, and I'll use Grand Theft Auto again because it just seems to be the easiest example with this stuff. So playing Grand Theft Auto now, as it is on a TV, there are some people that would say that people are susceptible to acting as though they were in Grand Theft Auto in real life. So, and let's say the probability for Grand Theft Auto actually affecting somebody's psyche like that is like 2%, right? If they were to actually act like the game. Now, if you switch and say you're playing Grand Theft Auto in this virtual reality type gig where you are the person in the game, you basically, what you're saying is that you're now more likely to be your psyche to be susceptible to being like that character, because
it's always possible.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that actually, and so that's a good point, and it gets me thinking too about like the moderation for sure. Because now I think that there's probably a certain level where the human mind can only take so much of being something else or thinking it's something else before it actually just becomes something else. So, I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting. I know you said it's a long ways off. I like to stay positive because I like that stuff, and think that it's closer than we think, maybe in the next 10 years or so. I hope,
Right.
anyways. It'd be cool to see it in our lifetime. So, all right. So now we have the game releases.
Game releases.
We are doing that every time. You got to do that
Or
every
something
time,
like
Bob.
that. Or something.
Yeah, you got to do that.
effect.
Yeah, you can change it up, man. You got plenty of tunes rolling around in that head. Don't lie. All right, so game releases. Now which we actually talked about this earlier. I kind of thought that maybe there'd be more game releases, just because people are pushing up time frames because of this, but it doesn't seem like it. It's actually a smaller list than last week. So, first up, The Complex, which kind of looks freaky. I'm not gonna lie. Is this? This is a game, right?
Well,
Okay.
I hope so, since this is the new game releases section.
Yeah. All right, touche. Well, because all right, you remember what's that game that had the famous actor in it? That was it was an Xbox exclusive. Oh, I forget.
There's a couple of those, like Crackdown.
No.
They had.
No, like it looked like the actor, like it was almost real life. You know what game? It's Carbon or no, I forget the name of it. I don't know, but there's cutscenes in this game with real people in them.
Oh, okay. So it's just like The Complex is an interactive sci-fi
thriller,
full motion video. Wow.
Yeah, so it's like, God, what's the
Okay.
name of that game? I'm gonna
So
search
it's like
it
all
while
those
we're talking
games,
this.
and like Sega CD had a bunch of those games. It was like Night Trap was probably the biggest one. They had Sewer Shark, which were all Night Trap.
I never played that. I remember Sewer Shark though.
It was all Sega CD games.
Huh. Okay.
Interesting.
This is gonna bug me if I can't think of this other freaking Xbox game too. It was, and I'm trying to think of the actor,
And it was full motion video.
Yeah, it was the same exact thing. It was actually Quantum something, Quantum game. Okay, well we're gonna find this out as okay. So anyways, the Complex, is an FMV sci-fi thriller. After a major bioweapon attack on London, two scientists find themselves in a lockdown laboratory. I wanted to say laboratory. It's laboratory, but I really wanted to say laboratory. With time and air running out. Choose your own path in this interactive cinematic experience, with your decisions leading to one of 8 suspenseful endings. So yeah, so this is, you know what this is though? This is different than the one I'm thinking of. This is more like that Netflix thing where you choose the actions.
Yeah, Bandersnatch.
Bandersnatch. This is that. It's just that, but released as a game instead of a Netflix thing. Which I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like these are more of a movie than they are a game. And I feel like that Netflix should own this stuff and not a game development company. But that's just me. So anyways, it's on Steam. So if you guys want to pick that up, it is coming out on the 31st of March. Let's see. Interactive. Maybe if I put interactive game. I'm going to find it. I am going to find it. All right. So next up we have Curious Expedition. So Curious Expedition is a roguelike. There's a lot of roguelike games coming out, huh? Like just all over the place. This actually looks fun too. Expedition simulation. This kind of reminds me of Civilization, watching the video as well, with the pentagon panels. Set in the late 19th century. Together with famous personalities, you will venture on unprecedented expeditions to regions never explored before for fame, science, and treasures. It got very positive reviews. This came out in 2016, but now it's coming to basically everything but Steam.
Because Steam had it.
Oh, no, sorry. Steam had it. It's coming to PS4 March 31st. Next up, we have a Stadia game. I know you guys probably don't care about Stadia. So skip that. Damn, cold, Joe. Cold.
Cold-blooded.
All right, this is called... What is...
Get Packed.
That was Get Packed. It comes out March 31st. I'm not really going to read much about it because nobody gives a shit about Stadia. Okay. Right. Then we got Operencia.
And if you do, wait, hold on. And if you do, comment below.
Yeah, actually, yes. If you want to see more Stadia related content, comment below. really want to make bets over under how many comments for how many how many people actually like Stadia?
2.
I say under 1. All right. Operencia: The Stolen Sun comes out for PC, PS4, Switch on March 31st. Jeez, I can't talk right now.
And the PC, Steam.
And the PC, so Steam. This says Operencia: The Stolen Sun embraces everything you love about classic first-person dungeon crawlers, enhancing the old-school turn-based RPG experience with modern sensibilities. Guide a team of memorable characters through a world inspired by Central European mythology. So this is a very RPG-like game, but it's first-person. So imagine,
cool.
Imagine you're playing Final Fantasy and all the people, instead of are on the left side of the screen, you're on the right. Now you're first person.
They're in front of you.
And all the people are in front of you. So it's kind of interesting concept for sure. Again, that comes out on the 31st. Persona 5 Royale. That is for PS4, coming out March 31st from Sega. Cannot wait for this, actually. This seems like it'll
Sega.
be good. Did you ever play Persona?
No, not really.
No, I did not either, but I was always interested in it.
Yeah.
This says all new RPG experience in Persona 5 Roy. I don't know if it's Royal or Roy. I think it's Royal. There's no E. E is Royale, right?
Yeah, E is Royale.
Based in the universe, in the universe of award-winning series Persona, don the mask of Joker and join the Phantom Thieves of Hearts, break free from the chains of modern society, and stage grand heists to infiltrate the minds of the corrupt and make them change their ways. Woo, sounds good. All right. And again, that comes out for PS4 on March 31st. So you love this game, huh?
Which game?
2 Point Hospital.
I wouldn't say I love it, but I enjoy it.
I mean, well, because of your recommendations, I'm thinking about getting it.
Well, since you have
free.
since you have Game Pass Ultimate, you can get it on your PC or your Xbox.
All right, listen, even though it's free, I still blame you if I lose. It's a very, very, very valuable time out of my life playing this game. I blame you, okay? It better be good, Joe. It better be good. Counting on you. Your Ruffhouse Rust reviews better be on point, okay? All right, then we got, so that's a, what is that, DLC that's coming out, right?
Well, it's an update. It says update, so I don't think it's technically not DLC because it's not going to be you don't have to purchase it if you own the game,
gotcha.
Apparently.
Gotcha.
So
okay.
yeah, it looks like it's just going to be an update.
And that, oh wait, is that on Steam or no? It's only on Xbox?
The game already has those things included with Steam, but this is more on the console side.
So wait, because I have that Xbox thing on my computer now that's in beta. Can I get it on that on my computer?
Yes.
Got it. Okay. For those of you who don't know, Xbox has Game Pass in beta on your computer that you can download. It's kind of like a Steam for Xbox, and you can play your Xbox games on your computer. It's pretty nifty. Still in beta. Check it out. So that comes out March 31st.
Yep.
Totally reliable delivery service. PC, Steam, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. April 1st, April Fool's Day. This kind of looks like Animal Crossing graphics. Delivery attempted. That's the totally reliable delivery service guarantee, which is the acronym TURDS. TRDS. Well, that's funny. I already like these developers. TURDS is a ragdoll physics simulation about terrible package delivery couriers work together using odd machinery, useful gadgets, and the wonders of physics to reliably deliver packages to their destination. I don't know, man. That just seems too, like, such a simple idea. Like, I don't think that can be nearly as entertaining as they can try to make it.
Well, they definitely try from the videos on Steam.
So. I know. Like, I've seen some games based on dumb concepts, but I don't know if I can get on board with this one. We'll see, I guess. Oh God! Curious Expedition for the Switch.
You went through that again.
Oh, that's right. That's
So everyone behind the scenes, he put Expedition 3 times for different systems.
Yeah. So that because that's hey, that's not me. That's the website I do research on. Okay. So FYI, I don't know they must have did it because it's different release dates. But Curious Expedition, which we talked about earlier, PS4 comes out March 31st, Switch comes out April 2nd, and Xbox One comes out April 3rd. Can somebody please explain to me why a game would release on 3 separate days for 3 different systems?
It could possibly just be some of the things that they have to go through. There are approval processes for some of the games. Especially if there's any online play, there's a lot of approval processes they have to go through. So it could just
but I would assume if somebody's getting their game approved, if one gets approved first and one gets approved later, I would assume they just push the date for all of them out to the latest date.
It's odd, to be fair, for sure, because that doesn't happen very often. But there could be circumstances unknown that cause that. So
that's so odd. I don't know, man. Weird.
Yeah.
All right, Aeolus tournament, PC and Switch for April 3rd. This is interesting. Use the power of the wind to compete in the various games of the Storm Championship in this charmingly chaotic 8-player action party game. Aeolus tournament features physics-based gameplay, a tournament mode, and local and online multiplayer play. This is kind of like a Mario Party type deal. It's basically Mario Party but 2020. So we'll see if that ends up making any waves and whatnot. Next up, we got. I didn't say it this time. I skipped over it because Curious Expedition was there again. Hyper Parasite for PC, PS4, and Xbox One and Switch, April 3rd. What do we got here? A rogue, another roguelike, man. I'm telling you, this is a thing lately. A roguelite twin stick shooter brawler. All right, this game seems like it has an identity crisis. I'm not gonna lie. That never plays the same twice. Collect and control 60 different characters as the body-snatching alien parasite with a grudge against humanity. Fight to the top of the food chain. Possess the president. Push the big red button and one-up the human race. If the president is modeled after Trump, this will probably see a lot of play. I guess we'll see. All right, next up we got Resident Evil 3 is getting a remake. Cool. On PC, PS4, Xbox, and that's on April 3rd. April 3rd, peeps. So yeah, a lot of new games, and honestly, I tried doing this before we got, everything ready for the podcast. I wanted to try to look up all the free games that are available right now. Honestly, I would love to do that, but let me just tell everybody who's listening, there is a crap ton of free games right now. So just if you go and you have nothing to do, you got time, which obviously we all have time right now, go Google free games. Before you spend a dime on any video games, go and Google free games. There is a crap ton available for free right now. Me and Joe, we got Game Pass. We did Bleeding Edge for free, and Bleeding Edge is a damn good game for free.
Also, guys, so with what just happened with the game Resident Evil 3, I just want to let everyone know that I went on their website and there's another game Resident Evil has started to make called Resident Evil Resistance, which is supposed to be an online game, like group game where you're all teamed up to fight the resistance of zombies. Right now, there's an open beta for that game, which started Friday, March 27th, and runs through April 3rd. So when you hear this on Monday, you can go on Xbox One, and it looks like you can download Resident Evil Resistance, the beta, and play it. So maybe it's something that we should try to do on Tuesday, SJW, and try it out. It says here on the update, unfortunately, due to some technical issues, there is slight delay for it on PS4 and Steam. However, the Xbox One version is unaffected and will be available as scheduled. So they're working to resolve the issue as quickly as possible. So there's a possibility you could try it on the PC as well, maybe a little later. But it is currently available as we're speaking right now, as we're recording right now, not just when you hear this on Monday. But it opened up at 3 a.m. Friday morning on Eastern Standard Time and ends 3 a.m. Friday morning, April 3rd. So when you hear this, you'll be able to download it on Monday. So yeah, free. We're talking about free games. This is a beta, so it's an open one for people to play. And it looks like, and Resident Evil Resistance looks like a group survival game. So,
I have good news.
Yeah,
I have very good news. I found That stinking game I was talking about.
Oh yeah, what is it?
It is called Quantum Break.
Quantum Break was for the PlayStation, not for the Xbox.
Was it? I thought it was for Xbox. No, it says Xbox One. Platforms, Microsoft, Windows, Xbox
Oh my
One.
God, you are so right.
Ha!
No,
Ha ha!
shut off.
Ah, good. Now we can end on a good
See,
note.
I was wrong. I was wrong.
Oh God! Every once in a while I get.
So, just a little bit more. Sorry about I'm cutting you off on that because I was totally wrong on that though. But gameplay for this game, so it's survivors versus a mastermind. Survivors will win if they manage to escape before time runs out. The mastermind will win if they manage to prevent all survivors from escaping. So this really looks like kind of a Dead by Daylight style game, but in the Resident Evil world. So the mastermind secretly kidnaps young people from the purpose of data gathering by forcing the youths into desperate situations. The mastermind aims to gather valuable research data on how subjects respond to fear. The mastermind will not face the survivors directly. Instead, they observe through the security cameras, setting traps. And then the survivors are a group of youths with different backgrounds who are captured by the Umbrella organization for experiments. They only have one objective: escape. Survivors will need to use their unique skills effectively to cover each other and defeat the creatures together. Cooperation and coordination are vital to success. Once again, helping each other together. So,
and what's the name of that game again?
It's called Resident Evil Resistance.
Resident Evil Resistance. Okay.
Yeah, and it's an open beta right now, so it looks like it's a 4-on-1, which is basically the exact same setup that Dead by Daylight has. And you're going to love this. There's cards. The mastermind can use cards to create all sorts of chaos, including placing traps and vicious creatures on the map and weaponizing security cameras. So there you go. There's cards.
Interesting. That seems.
And then you have good. And then you have your characters. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 characters that you can try out on the mastermind side. And as for the youth side, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And each one has their own different thing. So you have damage, hacker, support, tank, damage, support. So you have 2 support characters, 1 hacker, 2 damage, and 1 tank. So
wow, really? So that's so weird that it's like Dead by Daylight, but also that's interesting.
Yeah. So I mean, honestly, I think I'm gonna turn on my Xbox and download it now. I'd suggest you do the same, and I don't know, maybe we'll if you have time tonight or something, we can start playing it.
Yeah, I'd be down to try that out
because this
for
looks pretty cool. But yeah, it looks really awesome. And they have
what that
2
makes me think
facilities. They have a casino and abandoned park. Are the 2 facilities that they have available, it looks like, which look cool because they all look creepy and fun to play.
That could be the game that really takes a game like Dead by Daylight to be competitive, because it's like a better spin on it possibly. So I guess I will see. I mean, if that game ends up doing well, that's definitely a game I'm interested in. So
yeah, and it looks like the release date on this game is April 3rd. So you're actually running the beta into the live game. So once you're done with the beta, if you like it enough, buy it.
Nice. Okay. Cool. All right, so actually, and I just want to throw this in here because the actor's name is on there too. It was Sean Ashmore that plays that main guy in Quantum Break, and it's different than the other game that we talked about though. Quantum Break was it's an actual video game with live cutscenes. The other one was weird. It was kind of like you said, Bandersnatch type deal. So, all right, I think that about wraps it up.
That's it for today, guys. We thank everyone for coming along. And once again, if you forgot to do it, give us 5 stars and rate us positively. We really appreciate it. And we will catch you next week, as per usual, on another edition of Game Wild.
Oh, yeah. Smash that like button.
Smash that subscribe.
Oh, shit. Wrong video. That's YouTube.
Meow, meow. All right, guys. We'll see ya.
Later.